leaders are shedding light on how eminent domain has allowed LA and other cities across the country to rob the working class of their property to build sports stadiums. I'm Yoonj Kim, and this is MTV News Need to Know. The recently released documentary, The Dark History of Dodger Stadium, highlights the work of a group of activists who hope to reverse damage from the racist policies that were used to build the Dodgers baseball stadium in Los Angeles. Though that happened 60 years ago, the organization Buried Under the Blue is seeking justice for other communities impacted by arena construction today. In the 1950s, the city of Los Angeles took over 352 acres of land in three barrios called Palo, Verde, Bishop, and the Loma, all in the Chavez Ravine, uprooting thousands of Mexican Americans. By deeming these neighborhoods slums and promising to build public housing, officials were able to obtain most of that land through eminent domain. However, those housing plans were later scrapped when a new mayor was elected, and the land then helped lure the Brooklyn Dodgers team to relocate to LA. The residents of those neighborhoods, which reportedly were not slums, but rather close-knit working-class communities, fought tooth and nail to stay. Their effort, known as the Battle of Chavez Ravine, lasted a decade from 1951 until the opening of the stadium in 1962. And during that time, city leaders and the LA Sheriff's Department used brutal means to get the residents out. They started by buying land from the owners for way below market value, but as the build came closer, they began to physically remove the families that would not give up their homes. In one case, after a 2-hour standoff, the sheriff's deputies carried a woman named Aurora Vargas out of her home in front of her children. And after their forced removal, the family was paid a measly $10,000 for their property. Journalist Alina Shetkin wrote about the Battle of Chavez Ravine in LAist. It was ugly, it was violent, it remains the sort of living history that Los Angeles residents don't like to remember. Now adults, the children who experience these evictions, call themselves the uprooted. The battle for this land not only created intergenerational trauma, but also left a legacy of stolen generational wealth common throughout America via racist housing policies like this. A few weeks ago, Buried Under the Blue created an online petition that has been served to the city. Their demands include a public apology and reparations for the homeowners and renters who were displaced. Organizers also want people to know about both historic and current abuses of eminent domain. The U.S. has seen a giant boom in sports arena building in recent years, and civil rights leaders say minority neighborhoods are targeted by local governments, promising a boost in jobs and housing. Yet examples in other major cities prove that minority communities are negatively impacted by stadiums. For example, in Washington, D.C., 16 properties were seized through eminent domain in a predominantly black neighborhood to make way for the Nationals baseball stadium in 2008. And in Texas, the lives of many Arlington homeowners and renters were turned upside down after 162 properties were acquired in order to build the Dallas Cowboys AT&T Stadium in 2009. This practice by local governments continues with near immediate economic consequences. In Inglewood, California, a working-class, historically black and Latinx community, a new Clippers arena called the Intuit Dome broke ground last year. The land was obtained through eminent domain, and critics claim it was meant for public housing, but it was instead given to a private company for the construction, promising an economic boost through tourism and job creation. In the meantime, Inglewood home prices have increased nearly 84%. Average monthly costs for renters, who make up the majority of the community, have increased by over $600 a month because of the gentrification from this massive development and others. Eminent domain was originally signed into federal law in 1879 to acquire private property for public use, but today it's largely enriching corporations and harming minority communities. The families displaced by Dodger Stadium are ramping up the movement for justice because they know they are not alone. I'm Yoonj Kim, and that's what you need to know.